the story of the incredible Dr. Knowall. There was once upon a time a poor peasant who went by the name of Crabb, and one day he took his 2 oxen pulling a great cartload of wood into the town, and he was able to sell this wood to the local doctor. Now, as the doctor was counting out a few coins for Crabb, Crabb looked around and he saw just how wonderfully the doctor lived, and he thought, oh, I would love to be a doctor if I could live like this. And he dared ask the question. But the doctor was a good and open and happy man, and he said, of course you can be a doctor. There's only 3 things that you need to do. First and foremost, get yourself a book, an important looking book, the ABC kind of book, and make sure that there on the frontispiece there is the great and mighty cockerel. Second of all, what you must do is sell that cart and sell your oxen. Get yourself some money and then buy yourself some clothes and other things that make you look like a doctor. And third, what you must do is get yourself a sign painted. Call yourself Dr. Knowall and hang that sign up above your house door. Well, Crabb was very excited about what he had heard, and he immediately raced home and did exactly as the man had said. He sold all his property, he bought himself the clothes, he had the sign painted, Dr. Knowall, and of course he had got himself the book. And he started practicing, and he had been practicing a little while, so word had begun to spread about the incredible Dr. Knowall, when a rich and great lord from a nearby village had some money stolen. He was devastated by this loss, but he was soon told about Dr. Knowall. And so the lord jumped into his horse and carriage, and clippity-cloppity, clippity-cloppity, he headed down to seek out Dr. Knowall. He came to the house and rat-tat-tat-tat, he knocked on the door, and he asked Crabb, who opened the door, "Tell me, are you Dr. Knowall?" "I am indeed," said Crabb. And the lord explained the situation and asked if Crabb would be able to come up to his castle to investigate the matter. Now, Crabb had never been anywhere so grand before, so he thought, I need somebody with me. So he asked the lord, would it be all right if my wife Greta accompanied me? Of course, said the lord. So they all jumped into the carriage and clippity-cloppity, clippity-cloppity headed right back up to the castle where the rich and great lord resided. When they got there, he was a wonderful host, and he laid out a great feast for them. Now, because they had never feasted like this before, Crabb decided to let his wife know exactly what was happening. So when the first servant entered, carrying a delicious dish, Crabb nudged his wife and said, "That is the first," meaning that is the first dish. There were soon to be many more. But the servant had a guilty conscience, and he took that to mean that is the first thief, which of course he was, and he was terrified, and he raced outside into the hallway, and he told his comrade, "Dr. Knowall, he knows. He said that is the first thief. Oh gosh, what are we going to do?" Now the second man was terrified too when he heard this, and he did not want to go out there, but of course he was forced to. And as he entered with the second course, he nudged his wife again, did Crabb. "Greta, that's the second." The servant's heart started to beat faster and faster. He laid the dish down as calmly as he could, but he raced back out again and he said, you're right, he knows. He said that is the second." And the third fared no better, because Dr. Knowall had picked up, "That is the third." And when the fourth servant entered, he too, his eyes were glazing over, his hands trying hard not to tremble, when the rich and great lord decided to test Dr. Knowall and said, "So, Dr. Knowall, would you be so kind as to let me know what is under the cover of this dish?" Now, of course, Crabb the peasant, Dr. Knowall, he had not a clue. And oh, he thought that he was about to be discovered. And he threw his hands up and he said, "Oh, poor Crabb. Oh, the Lord couldn't believe his ears. My God, unbelievable, uncanny. How did you know? My goodness, you must surely know where my money is. How could you know it was Crabb?" And well, the fourth servant, he was convinced that yes, Dr. Knowall knew everything. And so the four servants signaled that Dr. Knowall should step outside for a little while. And when he went outside, they burst into tears and they confessed everything. Now they knew that if they were denounced, they would indeed be hanged. And so they said to Dr. Knowall, "We'll tell you where the money is, we'll restore it to the Lord, and we'll give you a handsome price. We'll really give you an awful lot of money, but please, please, please don't reveal who it was who took the money." And Dr. Knowall thought about it. He went back into the hall, and after dinner, as he sat with the Lord asked him, "So tell me, do you know where my money is?" Now, Dr. Knowall took out his book with a great cockerel on the frontispiece. And as he was doing so, a fifth servant crept in and hid behind the stove just to see how much Dr. Knowall really did know. And so as he was flicking the pages back and forth as if looking for the precious information, Crabb decided to say out loud, "I know you're there somewhere. Why don't you show yourself?" But the fifth servant took that to mean, "I know that you are out there, so why don't you reveal yourself?" And he sprang out of the stove and he said, "Oh, no, absolutely, I tell you, Dr. Knowall is incredible. He knows everything." And Dr. Knowall, he revealed to the Lord just where his money had been hidden. He didn't reveal who had taken it, but what he did do was to receive payment from both sides, which helped make him a very wealthy man. And not only that, his reputation spread far and wide, and everybody came looking for the great and powerful Dr. Knowall.